Morning all. Today I wanted to speak about vitamin D and specifically the effects on tumors. But let's just start off with vitamin D. The vitamin D that we get through sunlight. Now, most of us are in areas where we do have sufficient sun to actually have this exposure and to obtain this vitamin D from sunlight. Obviously, if we are not in an area where there's sufficient sunlight, this becomes a problem, and then we do need to supplement. Now, what I wanted to say about sunlight is that for very, very many years, sunlight has been demonized. Sun gives you skin cancer, sun does all kinds of horrible things to you. And unfortunately, a lot of it has been untrue, if we can just be quite honest about it. If we think in years gone by, our forefathers, they all worked in the fields. They had farms, they tilled, they worked with animals, but it was all out in the sunlight. And yet skin cancer and a lot of other cancers wasn't nearly as prevalent as they are today. I'm not suggesting that anybody should expose their skin to sunlight at the hottest part of the day. It is normally better to do it early morning or later in the afternoon. And the time that is needed is at least 20 minutes on at least both arms exposed. So in other words, I mean, today I've got long sleeves on. It's quite cold again, yeah, where we are. We have lots of temperature fluctuations over the last weeks. We're going into spring, but unfortunately, so some days are exceedingly hot and other days are cold. So it's also overcast here today, so we're not seeing much sunlight here today. And so it might be a wrong day to speak about sunlight. But anyway, as I say, at least 20 minutes per day on both arms, at least. And even more exposure if possible. Now, very, very many years ago, I was very interested. This is probably, I'm speaking under correction, Dr. Gary Martin, who's from Australia. You all know I'm in South Africa, so he's nowhere close by. But he had a natural health clinic retreat in Australia somewhere. I don't even remember where it was. But Dr. Gary Martin actually, at his retreat, what they did is where the person had a tumor in their body, they got them to expose that part of the body to sunlight for at least about 20 minutes per day. And it was amazing that those tumors actually started shrinking. Now, I've, over the years, also suggested, as I work a lot with people with cancer and natural cures, I have suggested that people try and expose these tumors to sunlight. And yeah, so that's something to keep in mind. And to at least try, if you've got a tumor, to see if you've got benefits from sunlight. There's a number of laws of health, actually 8. It's nutrition, so it's that which we put into our body. It's exercise, which we need. It's water, it's sunlight, it's temperance, it's air, it's rest, and it's trusting God. So if we follow the natural laws of health, basic laws of health, then we can only do well. They cannot harm us. And as I say, I would never suggest that people even use sunscreens. I think they're terrible. They contain parabens and all kinds of horrible things. So stay away from it. Don't put anything on your skin when you're exposing it to sunlight. If you want to put anything just to protect a little bit, rather use pure coconut oil and rub that on your skin. But definitely no sunscreens or suntan lotions or anything of that sort. They've conditioned us into a horrible situation. We've more recently seen with everything that's gone down in the world, one of the laws of health is air, and yet they mostly restricted us from being able to breathe properly by having nappies all over our mouths. Nappies, I think, is diapers in other in other parts, like I think America speaks of it as diapers. We basically say nappies. But I mean, this isn't right. We're breathing in our own bacteria. It can't be good for you. So we need to breathe properly. Fresh air is of utmost importance for us. And like I say, that is not what I wanted to speak to you about today. It's specifically the vitamin D that you obtain from sunlight that is it's vital for good health. Even if you're not sick, to keep up your immune system at top level, optimum level, you do need that vitamin D. So please, where it's possible and where you've got sufficient sunlight, please expose your body at least once a day for 20 minutes to the sunlight to obtain that vitamin D and for absolute good health. You must all have a gorgeous day. Blessings. Love you. Bye.